Welcome to Heal Talk Tuesdays with Liza, where transformation begins as we evoke, embrace, and evolve. Greetings, and welcome to Heal Talk Tuesday. This is Liza. It's so good to be here with you, isn't it? Today I'm doing something different. I'm going live in a different position instead of my regular sitting position. I'm still in my office. I love my office. Look at my background. I have this gorgeous courtyard. When I sit over here, I look outside and I've got a gorgeous... Today, it's like I woke up with a celebration of life. You know, many years ago, I was born on this day. So every year on my birthday, you know what I do? The first person I call or say thank you is my mom. And I think I am one of those lucky ones that my mom is still with me, and I love her dearly. And I know so many of us do not have that opportunity to say, Mom, I love you and I thank you. Or the relationships are not the same, but mine are good and very good, very loving. Although sometimes she can be quite strict still. So, but today is truly, I woke up, of course, my dog greeted me and we went for a beautiful walk on the pathway. I ground myself. I'm with nature, with the birds, and believe it or not, we've got seagulls coming all the way to inland from the ocean, which is rare. And I even took video of that. I'll share it with you on a story. But today I was reminded of a quote by Anne Frank. And it says, we all live with the objective of being happy. Our lives are all different, yet the same. I think if I want to interpret this, it's like being on Mother Earth. We are here, we're all together, and yet we are so different, from different sizes, looks, religion, race, country, everything. And being a woman, being an individual, being a human, I know it's not about the talk of humanity, but I will be talking about this because it's in my heart. I was born in Iran, although I am Armenian. I've had people message me and ask me, being an Armenian, I thought you are Christian, so why are you supporting Iran and doing the posts and sharing? Yes, I am Christian. I was raised as Catholic, and yet I was born in Iran, actually in Tehran. And I left, oh my God, over 40 years ago, and I've been here since high school, here in the United States. So this is home, and yet the country, my original country that I was born was Iran. And I've had nothing but good memories from being there. Grew up in a very good family, loving family, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, and my cousins. And we had our Armenian clubs we would go to, swimming during the summertime, the clubbings. My parents would go clubbing and parties, soiree parties all the time. Our house was very close, like 2 blocks from the American school. And I would go and stand. I was a kid, like about 11, 12 years old. Hi, Giselle John. I would go and stand in front of the American school and look through the gate, and they were all blonde, blue eyes, different, you know, and no uniform. believe it or not, I grew up in all Catholics girls' school with uniform and everything. So I would just stare and go, oh, I wish I was attending that school. Years later, I'm here in middle school and everybody's dressed the way they want and everything. And I'm like, you know, sometimes wishes do come true. But we don't always realize it. That you make a wish as a child, you have a dream, and those dreams do become reality. So, you know, be mindful of the wishes you make, even if it is silent, even if it is through the times of hardship. There's a voice that hears you. So whining, I've been here for over 40 years and I love this country and the freedom that we have in this country. I know you may think differently, but what's happening in Iran right now, over 33,000 women, children, and people are dying for what? A voice for freedom. That is what they are dying for. And it's not because they are afraid, it's because they are overcoming their fear factor that they have been going through for so many years, decades. And they want to say, I want to be free. My freedom means more to me. And here, we take it for granted. So many things are happening, especially here in LA, and everyone is in uproar of this person is being outcasted, that person, and yet not realizing this all comes because you have the freedom to do all of what you do. What you choose to do, it's up to you. And I think that's how I grew up. In a family, my grandparents instilled in me was everything that I do has consequences. Now, the consequences might be absolutely wonderful, and that's called a reward, a gift, and the other consequences may be not so rewarding, but it's still what? A lesson. So that reminds me of this. I read a lot. And being a clinical hypnotherapist, the work that I do is working with those who come to me in order for making a change, right? And the change that so many come often when we start peeling away the layers of either the habits, the behaviors, and everything that they want to do is fear. Walking on eggshells. Because what happens to us, I know some people talk about PTSD, but every small little thing that affects us, fear of how a boss can be, the way the boss can speak, our parents speak, what we see as children, because children are what? Like sponge. They just take in everything. And we do too. Our subconscious remembers everything. From the time that I would stand in front of the American school and look and wish, to the time that I remember my cousin giving me my first cigarette as a reward for bringing him a pack of cigarettes. And that took me to understanding that if I smoke, it's a reward and I am with him. And I'm getting emotional because next week would have been his birthday. So everything, every experience, every habit, every behavior of who we are is just like layers and layers of what we have experienced in life and even today. That's why this was so meaningful. It says, time is an invention. Now is a reality. So much creativity is happening for the simple reason that we have withdrawn ourselves from past and future. Our whole energy remains blocked, either in the past or in the future. When you withdraw all your energy from the past and future, a tremendous explosion happens. That's the explosion of creativity to be present in the here and now. Thank you, Giselle John. That one was from Bhagwan Sri Ranjin. I don't know who he is, but a philosopher, Hindu philosophy, because when we think about it, I quote from Rumi a lot, I quote from a lot of people, even as I quoted from Anne Frank. I love quotes. I write my own poetry, my books. I've got 5 books. I will be sharing those. And this is one of the books that I have. It's called Heal, Die, Mind, Body. I know it says heal, die, mind, body, yet it is healthy mind, body. And because it's heal with intention, insight, and self-hypnotic suggestions that I have. And when I look over here, here's one of my writings. It says, I said, what you think, you create. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you become. Because you matter. Everything about you matters. You know, some people get pleasure from pain. Some go from pain and they want nothing to do with pain, and they want to get to the point of gain, which is feeling great, which is feeling empowered, acknowledged, and nourished. So we as human beings have all kinds, all sides to us. The shadow, the gray, right? The sunny, the bright, the golden, the darkened. But it all comes to realizing who you are, just as you are, matters. So I don't have a glass of champagne, although I will be toasting tonight. So I will raise a glass of water to nourish my body and to say to you, may each day of your life be a lesson for you to learn from and to know how precious each breath is, each moment is. Because the miracle of life is when you open your eyes and you're still here. I know it turned into a philosophy, and that was not my intention. But to say, get up. Let us stand up together. Let us show up for one another. And it's okay for us to speak the truth and talk about our past, who I am, where I come from, my nationality, my heritage from my grandmother, from being one of the orphans from an Armenian genocide, to being taken to Beirut, having 3 children there, and get married, go to Iran, and live her the rest of her life until my mom was born, and then my mom getting married to my dad, and then coming to America. You know, this is how we peel away and how we grow. Change is wonderful once we embrace it and we say, every single day is my best version. And if I want to change one thing, I want it to be better than today. And with that, God bless you. Thank you for being part of my community. Thank you for amazing people like you, Giselle, who you think it was hard, and believe it or not, hardship, it's also a lesson of knowing how strong you are, because that's not weakness. Every day you're proving your strength. So for all my loved ones, friends, colleagues, community, my tribe, my clients who are with me, the wishes that I have received from 6 o'clock this morning, I want to say I love you, and I do thank you. And I thank this world. God bless you. May the universal light surround you always. Let's celebrate today. Bye-bye. And this is Liza Boubari, your expert hypnotherapist. If this message resonated with you, let's connect. You're not alone.